hours?
No, I made it for manually stopping. I wasn't sure if you did 2 hours or how you set it up usually.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't even notice that option. I like that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Recording started. All right, George, go for it. All right. So I like what George is doing. George is just rewriting the original problem. And I think that is excellent. That's how all problems should kind of be approached here. So it looks like he divided by 2 both sides. I like that. All right. He's rewriting cosecant as 1 over sine of x. I like it. Oh, you know what I forgot? Oh, you guys are going to hate me right now. Hold on, George. I messed this problem up. Um, well, yeah, so what George has there is correct based on this problem. When I typed this out this morning, I forgot to make this sine squared. That's what I intended. Sorry. So the problem that George just solved, he got it 100% correct. It was obviously much easier than I intended it, but yeah, that is exactly how you would do it. So the original problem that was on the screen, yes, x equals negative radical 2 over 2. So George is going to go ahead and just continue what he did to solve it like I intended by just doing this one little step of inverse sine both sides. And as he's doing that, so sine squared and the 1 over sine x, one sine and one sine cancel out, and that's why he just has a sine x here. And then he inverse sine both sides. And then the question is now, all right, what are the angles where your y value is negative rad 2 over 2? And you would go to your unit circle and you would identify, well, where y is negative rad 2 over 2. And the 2 answers that you will get, I'm just going to uncover it, would be 5 pi over 4 and 7 pi over 4. Nice job, George. Thank you. All right. So, this was a very, in my opinion, this is a very simple trig equation that all of you should have been able to solve without issue. All right, let's get started. This is day 1 of 4.05, Law of Sines. And lucky for everyone here that this is a very simple concept, simple lesson, very fast lesson compared to what we've had the last 3 or 4 days. So, yes, this is going to be worlds easier than what we've been experiencing lately. Oh no, I'm pretty sure all of you learned this in geometry. Law of sines. Does this sound familiar? There's a law of sines. There's a law of cosines. Yeah. This is pretty simple. All right. So we're being recorded. No surprise. All right. So here's law of sines. And I think on your identity sheet that all of you downloaded from the course homepage under the resource section, I think I have this in there. Do I? Somebody who has it printed out? I do. Okay. Yeah. So if you printed that out, which all of you should have, you have this on your identity sheet. under law of sines. So there you go. Some things to take note here when talking about this formula. Capital letters, those are the angles. So that's important to know. The capital letters are the angles. So looking at angle A, opposite of this angle is lowercase a. Capital A, lowercase a. So all the sides are lowercase. Angle B, opposite of that is side B. Angle C, opposite of that is side C. So that's important that you understand that. Capital A, lowercase a, capital B, lowercase b, and so forth. Good so far? All right. Also, I didn't list on this page, but if it benefits us, you can actually flip this formula. So you can actually have the sides on top and the angles on the bottom. So you would have A over sine A, B over sine B, and C over sine C. Okay, so first problem. We want to find the measure of angle R. We want to round to the nearest hundredths, so that's 2 decimal places. So we want to find angle R. So I'm going to just circle the angle that we're trying to find, just so I know where our point of reference is. So, all right. So the way I set this up, I'm going to have sine of R over what? Sine of R over what number? 23. Yep. Little r. So, you know, the side, the 23 would be the little r side. And then we're going to use the known side and the known angle. So 98 degrees and side 37. So we're going to have sine of 98 over side length 37. All right, and then we're going to solve for r. So first step, what do we do? First step, remember we're trying to solve for angle r. So Emily says cross multiply. Yes, we could totally cross multiply. But if we do that, we're going to have to do another step after that. So maybe not cross multiply in this scenario. But it wouldn't be wrong. You're just creating more steps. So Caitlin says multiply both sides by 23, and she is correct. So multiply both sides by 23. That will eliminate the 23 on the left. So all I'm doing is multiplying both sides by 23. And then that will, you know, this and this will cancel out. And then 23 times I should probably do it like this. 23 like that. So that's what I did. Okay, so we got 23 times sine 98 over 37. What's our next step? Oh, wait, it does look like the power. Yeah, no, that's not the power of 23. Everyone's a critic. There you go. There you go. You're welcome. I know it's bothering you. All right. What's our next step here? Remember, we're solving for the angle R here. So when you guys say simplify, if you're referring to typing this stuff in and hitting enter and giving me a decimal answer for this, that's not simplifying. That's rounding your work. Now, 23 over 37, if these two numbers were able to like simplify, like if that was, I don't know, like 10 and that was, I don't know, 4, then yeah, you could reduce 10 and 4, but 23 and 37, I think both of these numbers, you can't reduce them. I think they're both prime. So we don't want to type any of that stuff in yet. Remember, rounding work is bad. Yes, so arc sine. Yep, we're going to arc sine both sides. Our goal is to solve for r, so arc sining both sides. Leaves us with r on the left side and then the arc sine of that stuff on the right. So now from this step, we can go ahead and type it in. Now, as you are typing it in, I need to remind all of you. So the angles, if you notice, the angles are in degrees. So if your calculator is still in radians from the stuff we did yesterday, typing this stuff in is going to give you a radian answer, not a degree answer. So you definitely want our answer in degrees and not radians. All right, so go ahead and type your answer in the chat box. Round to the nearest hundredths. So let's see. So Antonio got 37.99 on his iPhone. Let's see if we agree with his iPhone. 37.99. So everyone should be typing this in. Typing stuff in. That could be the hardest battle in this problem. And if you're just watching us do this problem, like, oh, I could do that. Well, can your calculator? Can you type it in correctly and hit enter and get the right answer? So hopefully all of you in the live session right now, or even watching the recorded session, you are actively participating in this. What I mean by that is you have a piece of paper, you're writing this stuff down, you're typing stuff in, you're verifying what I have on the screen. You can do yourself, and that you can type it in and get the same answer. So that way, one, you're not like your brain doesn't turn off, you don't get distracted, you don't tab out and check your Instagram or whatever you kids do these days. Actively participate. So I get emails. I won't say all the time, but every once in a while, saying that I have a hard time paying attention in class, or I have a hard time watching the lessons. I get distracted. Well, actively participate. Make yourself a part of it, so you're not distracted. When you're actually doing something, well, you shouldn't get distracted, right? No one likes sitting there doing nothing. All right. So yeah, 37.99 degrees. Nice job. Questions? All right, let's keep going. Okay, everyone try this one. I'm going to give you all, we'll say 3 minutes.
Emily has a question.
Oh, Emily, go ahead. You can use the mic too. Guys, don't be afraid to jump on mic and interrupt me like Antonio. A lot of times I miss chat quite a bit. And never apologize for interrupting me, please.
I put it in the chat. Is the whole thing like legit this simple, or is it gonna
Yes.
get like way harder? Cause I'm scared.
It doesn't get harder. No. Now there's two cases. Well, okay, it gets harder in the sense like in these examples, I give you the diagram, and it gets harder if I just give you words and no diagram, and you have to create the diagram. That's maybe why it gets harder, but it's not that bad, and we'll work one out here in a bit. So 3 minutes, ready to go.
Dr. J, someone has a question in chat, and I also have the same question.
What's the question?
So both me and, I don't know if I say her name Yulia or Julia, but we both got 0.6 something. Like, did we type it in wrong, or are we supposed to put?
Is your calculator in radians? So 0.6. So make sure that you are in radians. So, well, let's see. 0.6. Let me convert that into let's see. 0.6. My light on. I can't see. So let me see. 34. Yeah. So 0.6 is 34.37 degrees. Kind of close, but not that close. So if you got 0.6, are you in radians? Answer that question first. So, okay. So radians, you get negative 0.36. Using Symbolab. So people who got 0.6 for that last one, what calculator are you using? All right, there's so much chat going on. I can't really follow what you guys are talking about in terms of what's going on and who's having the issue.
I think Dianica and Yulia said they were using Symbolab. I don't know anyone else who said they got 0.6.
Never even heard of that. Let me open it up and take a look. And oh, 3 minutes is up. Let me just. Trying to find where the arc sign is. Oh, I think I found it. So let me just go. Okay, I'm going to go back to this previous problem just so I can type this in. Let's see. So arc sine, 23 sine. '88. Oh yeah, they do get 0.6 in Symbolab or whatever it's called. Um, huh. I'm trying to figure out real quick why it's giving that answer. Because that is not correct. Well, let me figure it out later and I'll let you know. I don't want to waste any more time with it. But yeah, it's not 0.6. Okay, what did everyone get for this angle? 16.04? 16.04. I did too. So there's the work that goes with it. Right. Any questions on this problem? Any questions, guys? No questions? All right, let's do this. So there's this new polling option that I saw. If you're still here, give me a green check mark. If you're still here, it looks like 11 people are still here.
It
12
pops
people
up
are
on
still
the
here.
screen.
13
should-
people.
Should pop up somewhere like right here with an X or check mark.
So 14 people are still listening to me and still here. 4 people just tabbed out. You know, one thing about this polling, it doesn't show actually who answered.
Yeah, it doesn't. There's no way to check that either.
Well, that's a bummer. Well, Neuro, you almost got it right. So 3 people are not here. 2 people are not here. That's too bad. Can you guys see the results, or is it just me?
No, we can see it, but it just doesn't tell us who it is either.
Well, you're an admin, so you can see it. Can everyone else see it? Yeah, Caitlin, you can see it? Okay. Okay. Well, it's too bad I can't see who actually answered. Maybe I can, you know what? I wonder if I can look at the polling after this is over. There's something else I can look at when we're done. Maybe it'll show me then. And people who didn't answer, I just won't give you credit for being here because you're actually not here, right? Okay. And that's why I didn't want to tie participation, aka coming to live sessions, as being points, because you can just log in and go back to sleep. Anyway, okay, so this problem here. So Emily asked me earlier, you know, is this going to get harder? And like in a sense, yes, just because I present you with, well, just words instead of a diagram. You know, given a diagram, you know, it's super easy. So you have to construct your triangle ABC. So I'm just going to draw just some triangle. It doesn't matter. It doesn't be accurate. This one is definitely not accurate. And this is triangle ABC. So I just say A, B, C. Again, it doesn't matter where A, B, C, and R, just as long as they're angles. It does say measure of angle C is 152. So this angle right here is 152. So I'm just going to write that in. And then it says little lowercase b, so that's side B is 13. So I look at angle B. Opposite of that is side B. So I just say, okay, well, there's my 13. And then it says little. I keep wanting to say little case. Lowercase c is 39. So I look at angle C. Opposite of that is side C. So there's my 39. And then it wants us to find the measure of angle B. So I'm just going to go ahead and circle this angle because this is what we're trying to find here. And you know, if I was a student, or even if I'm not a student, I would draw this diagram, and this is how I would start the problem. So I guess this is how the problem becomes harder. You have to construct the diagram. But hopefully it's not too hard, right? Yeah. All right. Go ahead and everyone solve this. I'm going to give you all, I think 3 minutes is kind of too long. We'll say 2 minutes. Ready, go. Yeah, go ahead, Antonio.
So why doesn't SOHCAHTOA work for this?
So SOHCAHTOA only applies to right triangles.
Okay, that makes complete sense now.
Yeah. Yep. So in all these examples, none of our problems will have right triangle or right angles. Right angle meaning one angle must be 90 degrees. So that's where SOHCAHTOA works. Now, even if I did give you a problem that happened to have an angle that had 90 degrees, the law of sines would still work. Just so you know. No, it's funny. So on TGA in Unit 2, somebody actually used the law of sines to solve that word problem with the person looking at the tree and then taking steps back. Someone actually used the law of sines to solve that problem. That was kind of neat. Yeah, it did work. Yes. Well, it worked in the sense that um, yes, it worked kinda. They had to do one extra step to actually finish the problem, but yeah, it did work. I wouldn't say that was the simpler way. I think the way that I intended it was actually simple. I'll go over that problem because I actually want to show you how easy that problem really was, and a lot of you just overthought it, like really overthought it. Like it was supposed to be super easy, but anyway. All right, what did everyone get for this answer? 9.00 or 9? Let's see if I got that answer. Yep, I got 9 degrees also. Then there's the work for it right here. Okay, everyone go ahead and try number 4 by yourself. I will give you 3 minutes just because you have to construct the diagram yourself. 3 minutes, ready to go. And as you do that, I'm going to look at that calculator Symbolab. Yeah, I don't know why Symbol Lab's doing that. I wouldn't use it. If it messes that simple problem up that an iPhone can do, I wouldn't use Symbol Lab. No, it's weird. I can't figure out why. Like, there's no options like it. The input is definitely degrees, so I don't understand why it's messing it up. Yeah. Yeah, take Symbol Lab off your bookmarks. Don't use it. All right, 3 minutes is up. All right, what is the answer? What is your degrees? 22. So we got 22, 23, 25, 94. 2594. Antonio, type it in again. Maybe you mistyped something. So I got 2594 as well.
I just did it again. Same exact thing. I'm checking all the work over one more time. Did I set it up wrong?
So you can look at my final setup, the arc sign of that stuff.
Okay, so I'm dumb. I put 37 instead of 32. That's on me. I see 37.
It happens. It happens. It must be your amazingly beautiful handwriting.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. All right. So now, in going forward, now we have these problems, and now we're trying to solve a side. So this one says, find side HK, round to the nearest hundredths. So HK, I'm just gonna get my pen out, and I'm going to make this a lowercase p. See, I just want to say little p, little case p. All right. So in this case, now, since we're solving for a side, you want to flip that formula to have your sides over your sine of angles. So we are going to have P over the sine of 97 on the left. And then we are going to use, which angle are we going to use? Angle K or angle H? But hang on a second. Did I? Whoops. I think I mislabeled my diagram. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, hold on. So let's backtrack here. All right. So we know that these two go together, and we don't know the side length of KP, but we know the side length of HP. So that means we are forced to use these two. The problem is I don't have angle K labeled. How do I find angle K? Because we need it to plug in this problem. Yeah. Right. So remember, the angles of a triangle, all the interior angles add up to 180 degrees. So like Caitlin, I like the way Caitlin put it best. You take 180 and you subtract out the 39 and the 97. And whatever you get left, well, that's your angle. So we just do 180 because that's what a triangle angles are. And then we minus the 39. And then we minus the 97. And then that equals, I think somebody said 44. So that means that angle K is 44 degrees. Pretty neat. Nothing rocket science, right? So that's why we have sine of 44 there. Then why does it look like NASA? That's a good question. Plot twist. This is rocket science.
Wait, wouldn't you do 180 minus 39 plus 97? Not minus 90.
I don't know why I wrote 92. That's definitely 90. It's because it's Antonio's fault.
How my Apple calculator doesn't touch this?
I'm stuck on your comment you said about your 97 and 92, I think.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not just me; it's your horrible handwriting too.
Yeah, I said your handwriting is beautiful. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I don't know why I wrote 92. It's Antonio's fault, of course. All right. Sorry. Okay. So to solve for x, what do we do? What's our first step after we set it up? What do we do? Remember, we're solving for the missing side. I called it side x. Multiply by sine 97 both sides. Yep. So multiplying both sides by sine 97, we get this. Now, do I have to do arc signing to anything in this problem to solve? We sure don't. All we got to do is type that in, 21 times sine 97 all over sine 44, and then hit enter. And what do you all get rounded to the nearest hundredths? 30? 30.01? Yeah, I got 30.01. So let me quickly go over rounding real fast for this problem. Does somebody have it handy? The like decimals going out to like 8 places. They can tell me on mic so I can write it. Nobody jump on the mic at once.
Okay, so it's 30.0053
Okay, it's
537.
Just like that. 30.0053.
Mine's a bit
5.
different, but
And then 237. Or maybe that's my calculator. I don't know.
No, it should be all of them.
Okay.
0053.
5. Oof, that voice crack. That was awesome. And then 237.
Okay. All right. So when rounding to 2 places, thank you, Sarah. Rounding to 2 places, the way I like when I taught this math a long time ago, I don't teach this stuff anymore because obviously we're in pre-calc now. But as a review, what I would do is I would draw a vertical line here to show, hey, I want two places. And then what I do is I look at what's after that vertical line, and I ask myself, well, is this number a 5 or higher? Question mark. And if the answer is yes, what we do is we are just adding 1 to this place right there. And then I just do, well, 0 plus 1 is 1, and then everything else kind of carries down. So in my opinion, your teachers in the past, and this is like grade school, probably should have shown this way. Because it makes a lot of sense, and it's really what you're doing. That's really what you're doing. So if you weren't taught this way, there you go. Now you know how to round properly. So yeah, give up on Symbolab. It's now lower than an Apple calculator to me. So, all right, any questions on this problem before we go on? Yeah, I can't trust Symbolab ever again. I really can't. All right. We have this page and this. Okay, we have 2 pages left. Let's see if I want to skip this one. Let's go. Yeah, let's skip that one. You can go ahead and snip it and work it out later. At the very end of the lesson, I'll come back to it and show the answer. But yeah, I just want to skip this one. So snip it and let's go. All right, number 7. I want everyone to do number 7. You'll have to obviously construct your diagram, label stuff, maybe do some extra work to find maybe missing angles and to approach the problem accordingly. So I'll give you all 3 minutes for this problem. Ready, go. Then if you finish the problem, go ahead and give me a green check. Are you guys able to change your answer from one to the other?
No, we're not.
Oh, well, that's a bummer. So when you finish, give me a green check. People who gave me an X, sorry you can't change your answer. At least I know you're here. You know what? So we can see who answers in the participation list. If you look to the right, it shows who gave an X and who gave a green check. So I do know who actually is not here. Ha! Yeah, and if you are not here, you are not getting participation points. because you're not here. Got about 15 seconds left to finish the problem. Okay, time is up. Now, if you are just not done, go ahead and just give me an X, so at least I know you're here. And of course, if you are done, give me a green check. So if you're here but you're just not done, give me an X, so I can, well, not mark you 0 points for today. Oh, yikes! One person didn't answer. Sad day. Wait, hang on. I'm that one person. How can I answer? I can't answer.
Really?
Yeah, it says 18 people, and there's 18 people in the live session. Huh. That's, well, Neuro, you failed again by including me in this in the stats. Yeah, see, it says 18, and there's 18 people, and I can't answer. So good, everyone's here. Lovely. All right, what did everyone get for the answer? 31.01. Some more 31.01s. Lots of 31.01s. Hmm. 7.82. So I got 31.01. So here is the work. Does anybody want to see the diagram drawn at all? Yeah, okay, I will draw the diagram real quick. So I'm just gonna just do some. Ooh, I don't like that color. It hurts my eyes. It burns. Let's just. All right. So measure of angle A is 137. It doesn't matter which one you call A. I'll just call this one A, this one B, and this one C. Again, it doesn't matter. Your diagram will obviously look different than mine. I'm going to call, so that's 137. Measure of angle C is 29. So this one is 29 degrees. Side B is 11. So I look at angle B. Opposite of that is side B. So there's your 11 here. And then it wants us to. Where's the question? Oh, find side A. Yeah. So side A is here. So we're trying to find side A. All right. So we're going to use. We obviously need to use these pairs, and then we need to use side 11 and angle B. So you have to find angle B, right? So that you're going to do that by doing 180 minus 137 minus 29, and then that gives us 14 degrees. And then from there, you just, well, plug everything in. A over sine 137 is equal to 11 over sine 14. And then just plug and chug, kind of. All right, good. Okay,
I have
so
a question about drawing a graph. Sorry, I just barged in.
No, it's okay.
Is there like a wrong way to make the graph?
No.
Okay.
No. So however as long as you have a triangle, it doesn't matter what the triangle looks like. As long as you have a triangle, it doesn't matter which angles you call A, B, and C. It doesn't matter. Now, what you're drawing is not to scale. So whatever you draw, you can't trust the way it looks. Of like, oh yeah, I drew my triangle this way, so yeah, my angle looks like 12.5 degrees. So there's my answer. You can't do that. But yeah, what you draw is just to show representation, so that way you pick out the corresponding angles on the opposite side. Angle A, little, and then lowercase a, and then B and lowercase b. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Everyone's triangle will look different than what I drew versus what you drew versus what like Antonio drew. Good.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I'm going to skip number 8 just to kind of move through this. So go ahead and snip that, and at the very end, after I go over the last slide, I will come back and I will just show the work and the answer for the ones that we skipped today, because I wanted to make sure I didn't go over my time today, because I'm so good about not doing that. All right, so final thoughts. First bullet point says, if finding a missing angle, you want to set up your equation with the sign and the numerator, like we have in the my first equation listed here. And then if you're trying to find a missing side, like we just did on the last page, you want to set up your equation with your sign in the denominator. And that's, I listed the equation just flipped. And doing that will save you some steps. So if you do happen to write it one way versus the other because it's habit, it would just introduce extra math steps in there to solve for whatever you're trying to solve for. But following these two like basic kind of like rules or ideas will save you steps. So there you go. And oh yeah, one last thing. Again, angle A, opposite of that is side A. Angle B, opposite of that is side B. Angle C, opposite of that is side C. Other than that, let me just go back to this page. Let me just show the answers for all of you, but make sure you work it out before looking at it. So there's that answer for number 8. And then number 6, we skipped that one as well. There is that work. I think we only skipped 2. Yeah, we only skipped 2. So there you go. Well, guys, thanks for hanging around. And as always, I hope you learned something.